Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Fox298 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on my channel. Today we are back with F1 2016 career mode. We are here at the round 7 at the Canadian Grand Prix, and as you can see on your screens there, we have started a brand new rivalry again with Nico Rosberg, which is a bit annoying because we are not as quick as the Mercedes at the moment. But just before we get into the video, just a note, I am actually going away on holiday tomorrow for 2 weeks, and I will probably not be posting during that time. It's going to be an official break. I'll probably do another video later today explaining all of that, but I am going away tomorrow. I have recorded videos, but I literally don't have time to render them and get them all ready to upload and stuff, and plus I'm going away on a break, so, you know, it kind of makes sense. So I'll probably do another video later on today talking about that, but there's the research and development system there and the championship you all saw on your screens just there. So you can see how everything's going. We're currently doing really well in this season. We haven't brought any new R&D developments to this specific track. But we skip ahead then to the track accumulation lap. You can see just getting in the hand of the lap, you see we've got 2 greens, the rest of the lap is purple, and we have gone and set ourselves a purple lap time, which is absolutely awesome. Scoring the maximum amount of resource points for this track. We skip then ahead to the qualifying simulation run. And once again, we are up on the delta time, coming through the final chicane now, going left and then flicking right. Good exit of the corner, DRS activated, and we come straight across the line here, taking the shortest run to the line, getting that purple lap time, and exceeding the maximum amount of resource points available for that for the session. So there you are, we can see we got resource points 10 there, 50, 50, you can see all the resource points that we're stacking up on, and this is all part of the development system to get me the brand new engine upgrade that we want to bring for Azerbaijan. So as you can see, there is the all the rivalries and everything like that, and you can see there, we're looking to try and get that engine upgrade for the Azerbaijan. Unless we bring a different upgrade. I think we bring the engine upgrade, but I'm not sure. But we're going to get into qualifying now in just a second. And we're going to see if we can perform to a good standard for qualifying. So we're going to go into practice 2, but we're going to skip practice 2. You can see it there. So we're going to listen to the voicemail then from the agent, and she's going to give us brand new goals. Now, of course, remember, we have actually been promoted. If you haven't seen the last episode, I'll leave it. I'll make sure there's a playlist. I'm going to upload a playlist or create a playlist for this career mode, so you can go and watch them all in one single playlist. But we actually got chosen to be the #1 driver last episode, so now that means that we have got extra rewards, which I now do know that you get extra R&D development points at the end of the Grand Prix. So it's very useful for you in terms of your R&D development system. When we go into the qualifying session, and you can see that it is actually intermediate conditions for qualifying, which I felt kind of comfortable with because it meant that I was able to maximize a lot out of the McLaren. So we came through that final chicane there, took the chicane really poorly, but we come through and we do set the fastest lap of the qualifying session here in Q1 on in the intermediate tyres. We end up there, you can see us finishing slightly down the order, down in 8th. Everyone started to go onto the ultra soft tyres because the track did start to dry out, but we have made it safely into Q2, not needing to waste a set of the dry tyres as well. So we've got a fresh set in hand. Now we skip ahead then to Q2, and we're already on our 3rd or 4th lap. We've been struggling to find the pace in the dry and the wet. We were good in Q1, but we are really struggling. But we're coming across the line now to set our lap time, and it's unfortunately, it's only P14 for us in the McLaren. Jensen finishing up there in 7th, which is great for him. But for us, we're all the way down in 14th, and yet again, it has been another poor qualifying from us on the Legend AI difficulty. Something I've been struggling with a lot, but there's nothing we can do about it. So we're going to be starting 14th for the Grand Prix, so it's a bit disappointing. But we're just going to have to get on with it, and hopefully we can try and get a good result. So we can have a look at the resource points then we get for our qualifying session. You can see them all stacking up. We picked up a couple of extra resource points from practice 2 because you get some for just even attending the practice session. In the rivalry update then you can see where Rosberg starts on pole. He's going to have the quickest first, second, middle sector. Yeah, absolutely dominates us in every area, and that's just kind of normal. We're fighting Mercedes, and unfortunately our driver status sort of got declined a little bit there. But we're going to have a look now at the session goals from our agent, who she's going to give in terms of where she wants us to finish. So there they are on your screens, they're the race goals that we need to do. So without further ado, let's get into the race for the Canadian Grand Prix.
is, as I look out of my commentary box window, a very large and very excited crowd here today, eagerly anticipating another memorable race. Lewis Hamilton took his maiden win on this circuit in 2007. Jenson Button came from last place to win here in 2011. And there's certainly no shortage of drama on offer here at the Canadian Grand Prix. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. It's a favourite for fans and drivers alike then here in Canada. We're used to seeing the unexpected happen here, and with me today to enjoy it all is Anthony Davidson, a man who knows firsthand the surprises that can pop up in this race.
I do indeed. I had a good chance at some points here in 2007, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. My old colleague Takuma Sato, though, he managed to finish 6th, so the team took home 3 valuable points, and that was a big boost to everyone at the time. I'm not sure I can think of anywhere else that so consistently provides the kind of late race excitement we get here. Obviously, towards the end of the Grand Prix, the brakes are getting worn, maybe the weather situation has changed, so there's a lot to keep fighting for all the way up to that final corner.
We desperately need a good result today. Get out there and show them why you're the number one.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Nico Rosberg will start his Silver Arrow from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Felipe Massa and Button, Grosjean, Perez, Kvyat and Nico Hülkenberg, Wehrlein, Sainz, Valtteri Bottas and a McLaren, Ericsson, Magnussen, Esteban Gutierrez and Rio Haryanto, Palmer and Nasser, Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Alright then, so as you can see, we are at the race now. Before I actually cut off, of course, I did realise that I actually did purchase the engine upgrade. You would have seen me in the laptop. I would have left that clip in. Forgot to commentate over that, but yeah, we do now have a brand new engine upgrade, which will be coming for the next race in Azerbaijan. We're going to be starting on the ultra soft tyres though for the Grand Prix, switching to the soft tyres later on in the Grand Prix. But this is going to be the formation lap once again, just like the previous few races. I'm not going to be showing the entire formation lap. But the only thing I will say, like I said at the start of the video, I will be going away on holiday for 2 weeks from tomorrow onwards. So videos will basically just stop for those entire times. Again, I'll explain it all in a full proper video later today. So stay tuned to my channel later today so you can get all the latest information on my trip away. Yeah, I'll explain it all then. But for now, let's focus on this Grand Prix. We're starting in 14th. We've got Valtteri Bottas actually just in front of us. A big rival of ours in the Constructors' Championship because it's McLaren versus Williams in the Constructors' standings. So we're going to want to do well against Valtteri Bottas. We're going to want to try and jump him at the start as quick as we can. And I'm not quite sure where Felipe Massa starts for this, but as you can see, we have got 3, now 4, 5 red lights for the Canadian Grand Prix. And it is lights out and away we go for the Canadian Grand Prix. And Carlos Sainz with an awful start. Had to literally take evasive action on Carlos Sainz. Valtteri Bottas gets past him as well. We get a warning for a collision on sides, which is a bit silly. We go right round the inside of Danny Kvyat, round the outside now into turn 2, giving us a better amount of traction coming out of there. And we're up into 9th position from 14th already. A great start from us. We tried to go diving down the inside of Sergio Perez. A little bit of contact with our car, nothing too major, and we get past him up into 7th position. We now come swooping round to the end of the first sector. Next on our hit list is Felipe Massa. We're already up into 7th place. A brilliant start from us. Yet again, our starts have been absolutely fantastic in this career mode, and it's really helped us, especially in the Grand Prix, considering our qualifying is always so poor. We come now down towards this difficult section, come towards the second sector. Massa being held up a little bit, and for some reason my hand decides to wave, because why the hell not? And we come braking into the hairpin. We're going to have a really late braking move there. Massa really did hold on the brakes a lot there. But he's going to get the better traction coming out of the hairpin. We're going to have to sit right behind the Williams now and just keep calm and keep focused. As you can see, we're picking up a good slipstream from that Williams car in our McLaren. We're going to swoop over to the right-hand side of the circuit, giving us the inside line to the chicane. You can see how quick that Williams is in a straight line, but we brake nice and late into the chicane, clip those curbs perfectly, Could have taken a little bit more curb on the exit towards the Wall of Champions. Rosberg setting the fastest lap, meaning he is leading the race. And we move on to lap 2 of the Grand Prix with Jenson Button up in front of us. But let's take a look at the replay at the start then. So you can see Rosberg getting away nice and cleanly at the front, with the 2 Red Bulls actually getting in front of the Ferrari, which is awesome there. And I didn't actually show it, well, you would have seen it, but Hamilton and Vettel actually started from the back of the field, which gave me a massive boost. But there's a bit of contact there between, I think that was Danny Kvyat and also the Force India. We brake nice and late going down into here, but our car sort of like glitched and stuck into the Force India. It does that a lot, which is really silly on this game. But we come swooping around, and also a nice change. You can see on my car where the like little camera thing is, like on the top of the car. It was yellow, but because since we're #1 driver now, it's actually gone to black, which is kind of interesting, which is kind of cool. I didn't know they actually added that feature in, but we've now got like a black camera on the top. You'll be able to see it straight away. So that's kind of awesome. So we're now it shows that we are officially the #1 driver. But we're coming now down towards the hairpin. You can see Massa getting a brilliant toe on our teammate, but he brakes really, really late, so I have to dive around the inside. Or I could have really gone around the outside and got a switchback. Probably would have been a better idea, but we decided to just stick behind Felipe Massa because we're going to get a nice slipstream coming down the main straight. You can see we've got Grosjean right behind us in the Haas car, who is going to be wanting to get the move done. But there are the 2 Red Bulls with the McLaren, and then myself is going to come braking, diving down into the final chicane, taking the curve nicely. You can see I could have taken a little bit more on the exit. I decided against it though, just for the start of the race in case I might lose the back end. And that is us comfortably up into, I believe that is 6th or 7th place in the Canadian Grand Prix, straight from the start. So it's a really impressive start for us. So we skip ahead now to later on into lap 2, and we're coming down the hairpin, and Jenson Button is getting a little bit feisty with the Red Bulls behind, getting a little bit interesting. But we need to watch out for Felipe Massa because he is in the Williams car, and the Williams is super fast in a straight line. You can see the slipstream, you can see him coming through. He goes to the right-hand side of the circuit to get the inside into the chicane. We brake nice and late, and we literally cover off the chicane, completely shutting the door on Felipe Massa, giving him no room to breathe, because our main focus wants to be with our teammate in the 2 Red Bulls. So McLaren versus Red Bull. That's what we want to be, and we don't want to have Felipe Massa coming up behind us. But Valtteri Bottas there setting the fastest lap of the race. A good job from Bottas. We skip ahead now to lap 4 of the Grand Prix, and you can see Button and I believe that is Verstappen getting very close in action. Verstappen on the super soft tyres, Button on ultra soft tyres. So we really do want to get past Max Verstappen, holding up Jenson Button a little bit. As we come now down the back straight, you can see we activate the DRS nice and cleanly here. Now coming along the back straight, you can see Jenson Button here opening up the DRS, and Max Verstappen going down the inside into the chicane. A great move, but we do a beautiful switchback and go straight past the pair of them. A fantastic double move from us there down into the chicane. Button and Verstappen fought hard into the entry of the chicane and the exit of the chicane. We stuck back and we managed to get past both Verstappen and Jenson Button and move up into 4th position for this Canadian Grand Prix. A beautiful move from us. We skip ahead now to lap 6 of the Grand Prix, and Max Verstappen has decided that he wants the position back that we stole from him, so he's going to be fighting hard for this one. So as we come down the long straight here, you can see Verstappen really going for it, but we do brake nice and early, and we're coming in for our first pit stop of the race. So you can see us here coming in, followed closely by Max Verstappen, and we're going to be going on to the soft tyres, which is going to lead us all the way to the end of the race. So you can see we come into the pits, Verstappen comes in first, we're all the way down the very end. So we change onto the soft tyres, but annoyingly for us, Max Verstappen jumped us in the pit stop. McLaren did not give us a good pit stop, and there you can see Verstappen has jumped us. So it's a little bit frustrating because the Red Bulls are definitely quick around Canada, and what we wanted to do was be in front of them. But we've actually now rejoined behind Romain Grosjean and Valtteri Bottas. Hopefully we can clear this queue as quickly as we possibly can and then get straight back onto the back of Max Verstappen. But that's going to be really difficult for us. You can see there is Verstappen and there is Grosjean there. They are both on soft tyres, I believe Bottas and Grosjean are. But the difference is their soft tyres are actually up to temperature, so they've got the advantage against us. Our tyres are cold, we need to start warming them up, and we're going to be a little bit slower through the first few laps, and then we'll eventually start getting quicker and quicker and quicker. But if that happens, then of course it's going to be annoying, and you can see that I believe that is Max Verstappen getting a run on Bottas. No, he's not. I thought he had a run down into the hairpin. Not quite, but we're going to chuck the car into standard mixture, and you can see we're coming now down the long back straight. We do have DRS active, but the problem is Grosjean's actually closer to Verstappen. You can already see the straight line speed that they've got. We skip ahead now to lap 10 of the Grand Prix, and Pascal Wehrlein is battling with Grosjean. It's still struggling we are to get past. You can see everyone's now made some pit stops. but Grosjean and Verline are carrying on, and they're going to be doing a different strategy. But you can see the weather's changing. It's getting a little bit overcast, so we get into the slipstream of Pascal Verline. We move over to the right-hand side of the circuit along this long back straight. Verline's going to be a little bit of a tough one because, of course, he is in the Mercedes engine. And now we ride on board with ourselves here. And now we've got the double DRS. So now we're going to take a blast at Romain Grosjean to see what we can do with him in the Haas car. So we come down the long straight now, braking hard into turn 1, round the inside. A good move from Grosjean, forced him a little bit wide. We give him the room into turn 2. We run a little bit wide. Grosjean really going to be destined to fight for us. But he decides not to fight for it as we now come on this helicopter cam coming down towards down through the trees of the Canadian Grand Prix. I left this clip in because it was just really cool to look at. You can see us, Grosjean really hunting us down now as we enter into the end of the first sector, coming round the left-hander, now to the right-hander, and Grosjean still there with Pascal Verline as well. So obviously they are going to be doing something, but we're going to skip the camera a little bit forward now to the hairpin because this is when the action really starts to kick in. So we can see now that we have got the ahead of Grosjean, but he stayed with us throughout that entire lap. And now Grosjean's got the DRS ready. Verline's also got DRS, so we need to be wary of both these guys. We slip into the slipstream of Romain Grosjean, and then we go right into the left-hand side of the circuit. We cut the chicanes, or hit the curves perfectly. A little bit too much curve maybe, but we did get past Romain Grosjean nice and cleanly. We skip ahead now to lap 13, and you can see the rain is falling down, and you can see how much we're actually struggling. So the overcast conditions have actually arrived, and it is actually raining a lot now. So we have decided to get a strategy change. Our engineer has said that we would like to change strategy, which means that we can change to the intermediate tyres, and that's exactly what we're going to do. The grip is gone. We've lost all grip in the car, so we're going to break down nice and late and make what is going to be our second pit stop of the Grand Prix. So you can see us coming into the pits now, and we're going to be changing straight onto the intermediate compound tyres, which are going to be the lightly treaded tyres, the green mark tyres, which are going to be good in these damp conditions. So there they are, intermediate tyres going on, and this is actually a good thing because this is when my car normally is the fastest. Of course, if you go back to Spain, we managed to finish 4th in that race, and of course that was the changeable conditions. Go back to China, and we actually won the Grand Prix in China. So I was excited to be going on these tyres, but the problem is Max Verstappen was actually very, very far ahead at this point, so it kind of led to not a lot happening. So we skip ahead then, we're on lap 14 now. This is us making our pit stop, everyone now onto the intermediate tyres. The track is simply too wet now to be going onto those dry tyres. But there you can see the gap between us and Verstappen. It's pretty big. And we skip all the way to lap 18 now, the final lap of the Grand Prix. We managed to drop Felipe Massa and Grosjean and Verline, who were all behind us because we were definitely quicker than them. I did have a go at trying to hunt down Max Verstappen, but unfortunately, as much as I tried to push, you can see him there going through the exit now at the hairpin, and you can see the gap there on your screens. But it just wasn't enough. We've got a 12-second gap behind us, so we're comfortable from any threats from behind, so that's all fine. But for us, we started in 14th position, I believe. We're currently in 5th. It's not been a bad Grand Prix for us here in Canada. It definitely could have been worse. It's a definite upgrade from what we did in Monaco. In Monaco, we were quite slow, and we only managed to get 8th place. But here, we started 14th, and we're coming through the final chicane now there. A brilliant run for us, and we're going to come through from the checkered flag. We're going to take 5th place in the Canadian Grand Prix, which honestly is not a bad result at all. A great result for McLaren, and that's something that we needed. Well-earned points, and just like we have done throughout the entire season, we have managed to score points, which is absolutely awesome. Good route of results there. You can see Mercedes really happy with the win, and they managed to take the victory. Rosberg winning the race, a great result for Mercedes, and of course that's pretty bad in terms of the rivalry between me and Rosberg, because of course we're trying to rival Rosberg, which is pretty ridiculous. I don't know why the team chose Nico Rosberg as my rival. You can see there I am there in 5th position, getting out of the car, looking a little bit disgruntled, I would have said, but I wasn't really that unhappy. I thought 5th place was a good result. So Ricciardo got 3rd, Raikkonen got 2nd, and Rosberg won the Canadian Grand Prix. Again, Mercedes continuing their dominant streak as they have done throughout the entire season. They are yet to lose in a Grand Prix, I do believe. Actually, no, because I take that back because we won in China. So, yeah, so they've won every race bar one. So Mercedes looking extremely dominant in this Formula 1 season. But if you did enjoy the race, drop a like rating, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here, and we're going to go to the final set of classifications, look at the drivers and constructors standings. So there we go. Rosberg wins from Raikkonen and Ricciardo Verstappen. Myself, Felipe Massa, Romain Grosjean and Pascal Wehrlein making a one-stop work for Wehrlein, so a fantastic result for him. Vettel finishing up in 9th place, Hulkenberg in 10th, Jensen 11th, followed by Bottas, Marcus Ericsson and Lewis Hamilton. So Hamilton and Vettel started from the back row of the grid, and it didn't really work out as well as they wanted. But we go up to 3rd in the driver standings now, thanks to Vettel's 9th place, I believe it was. So we move back up into the top 3 of the championship. No doubt that Vettel will re-overtake us in that championship fight. Hamilton now down below Rosberg, and in the constructor standings we sit in 4th position and away from Williams comfortably. So Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes probably too far ahead for us to think about competing against them in this season. Probably next season we could try and fight them and hope for the best. So as we now end that, these are the final resource points, and I'm also going to show you that you do get extra resource points for being the number 1 driver. So as you can see here, we get the resource points there for the Grand Prix, and then as you can see, this is the first driver bonus weekend total for being the number 1 driver. Some extra resource points for us there to carry onwards. And then the rivalry update with Rosberg, you can see he won, he got the fastest lap, and he got penalty frees, and he got all this stuff, and he dominated us. We actually got the fastest final sector, so we did beat Rosberg somewhere in terms of our pace, but we did manage to achieve all the goals that the team set us. So all of the downgrades from our driver position that we got in qualifying were completely taken back in the race, which we've kind of done throughout the entire season. And this is then the career score, which kind of doesn't really mean anything, so you don't need to worry about the career score too much, because it's not really going to make much of a difference. But I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys then for the Baku Grand Prix next time. And stay tuned later today for a video talking about my holiday and just saying what's going to be going on. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Take care. Peace.